Are you looking for the TOP5 Best Fork Monitor for Designers? In this video, we will look at some of the TOP5 Best Fork Monitor for Designers on the market. For more details and price, click product link, please check the description below. Before we get started with our video, number 1. Dell U2723QE. If you aren't a gamer and want to save money by getting a fork monitor with many features, then a mid-range option like the Dell U2723QE is a great choice, as it's targeted only for productivity. You don't get the same gaming features as the Gigabyte M32U, like a high refresh rate or HDMI 2.1 bandwidth. So if you're into competitive gaming, it's best to stick with the Gigabyte. Although it has a smaller 27-inch screen, it's still big enough to open two windows next to each other. You can also get the 32-inch Dell S2722QC, but it costs more for little difference in performance. The U2723QE is incredible ergonomics, so you can easily place it in an ideal viewing position. And thanks to its wide viewing angles, you can share your screen with a colleague or client. It's also an excellent monitor for content creators, with a remarkable SDR color gamut and excellent accuracy before calibration. Additionally, it's packed with tons of features that make this monitor ideal for productivity, especially if you need to connect a desktop and laptop. It has picture-by-picture and picture-in-picture modes, as well as 5 USB ports and 3 USB-C ports, including a KVM switch to control multiple devices, with the same keyboard and mouse connected to the monitor. Number 2. Gigabyte M32U. If you find the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8 S32B G85 too expensive, but still want a fork monitor that's versatile for different uses, check out the Gigabyte M32U. While you don't get the same excellent picture quality, because it has lower contrast and lacks mini LED backlighting, you still get the same gaming features like HDMI 2.1 bandwidth. If you want to use it for console gaming, with the PS5 and Xbox Series X, you can take full advantage of them. It also has an impressive array of additional features, making it a great choice for work use, especially if you need a monitor for productivity and multitasking. It has a built-in KVM switch that lets you control two devices with the same keyboard and mouse, which is great if you work with a laptop and desktop at the same time. And it has a USB-C port. You won't have issues using it in a well-lit room, as it gets bright enough to fight glare. And the reflection handling is decent. If you find the 32-inch screen too big, there's a smaller variant known as the Gigabyte M28U, with slightly worse ergonomics and a dimmer screen, so the M32U is better overall. Number 3. Dell S2722QC. If you don't need all the extra features and the massive USB hub of the Dell U2723QE, you can save a bit of money on a similar fork display, the Dell S2722QC. It's a lower-end model, so it has fewer USB ports and features as it doesn't have a KVM switch, but it still supports DisplayPort Alt mode on its only USB-C input if you want to connect your laptop. The USB-C port supports 65W of power delivery, which is lower than the 90W on the U2723QE, but still enough to keep your laptop's battery alive while you're working. Like the U2723QE, it also has a 27-inch fork screen, so the text clarity is fantastic. Despite being a cheaper monitor, it has better reflection handling than the U2723QE and great peak brightness. So if you use this monitor in a well-lit room, it's the better choice. Although it has a more narrow swivel range than the more expensive option, its ergonomics are still excellent, and you won't have any issues adjusting it to an ideal position, while it doesn't have a dedicated sRGB mode, which isn't ideal if the color accuracy is still decent enough for everyday use. Number 4. Dell S2721QS. As fork monitors are becoming more accessible, if you're looking for the best budget fork monitor, you can find some fork displays for a cheaper cost. Most of the monitors in this price range are basic fork displays geared toward office use, and are meant for people who want the extra text clarity of a fork monitor. That's the case with the Dell S2721QS, a simplified version of the Dell S2722QC that costs less. You don't get any USB-C inputs, which means you'll need to use an adapter. Your laptop only has USB-C and not HDMI. But that's normal in this price range, and the trade-off you have to make for getting something cheaper. Despite the lack of extra features, the picture quality is very good and similar to the S2722QC. It has the same great peak brightness and good reflection handling. And while it doesn't have a dedicated sRGB mode, the accuracy before calibration is still decent. It's well built and features the same ergonomic stand as the S2722QC. So choosing one over the other depends on whether you need the USB hub or want to save some money. Number 5. Samsung LS32BG852NNX Go. The best fork monitor we've tested is the Samsung LS32BG852NNX Go. It's an excellent overall 32-inch monitor that's remarkable for different uses. It offers features for gaming, watching movies, or simply browsing the web. So get this, if you want the best all-around performance, it delivers excellent picture quality thanks to its mini LED backlighting that provides a decent full-array local dimming feature, which means it displays deep blacks next to bright highlights, and there's minimal blooming. It makes it a great choice for dark room viewing and even in well-lit rooms. It easily gets bright enough to fight glare, although it has narrow viewing angles that don't make it ideal for sharing the screen with others. It has a curved screen that helps bring the edges within your field of vision, so that it doesn't look washed out at the sides. It also has great ergonomics that make it easy to adjust to your ideal viewing position. If you want to use it for gaming, it has an incredibly fast 240 Hz refresh rate that makes it future-proof. But if that isn't important to you, then you can consider the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7S32BG75, which costs less but has a lower 165 Hz refresh rate.